How's it going, everybody? So I had this bright idea. We're gonna see how well it turns out. So I decided I was gonna get me some dinner. Sit down at the table with y'all and have a nice meal with you, and let y'all see what truck drivers get to eat. I got me some Wendy's chili. Got me a little burger. Got me a baked potato. So I'm gonna sit down and talk to y'all, see everybody's doing. I know I've got 50 subscribers so far. Out of those 50, I've probably sat down and had a couple meals with at least 20 of you. So hi, everybody. So we'll sit here and eat and talk. So today I really ain't got a whole lot done.
You have 0 hours and 56 minutes of remaining drive time.
So we did 240 miles today. Well, right outside of Commerce, Georgia. We're actually at Commerce, Georgia. We did like 3 truck stops. There's nowhere to park. So I decided I'd call up this Home Depot in Commerce, and they said I can come park here. So I'm parked at the back of a Home Depot. Some spots will let you, others won't. But I'm here at the Commerce Home Depot. I pulled around to the back. So if the popos show up, now I don't get to hear nothing about me idling the truck or anything. I don't mind using the bunk heater, it just stinks. I'm afraid I'm gonna like die in my sleep from like carbon monoxide poisoning or something. So you just I don't know, I've always been paranoid of that. So this baked potato is really good. Just a baked potato with some of their cheese sauce and bacon on top. It's good. So this morning I woke up at the rest area. It was about 15 minutes away from my delivery. I went up to the next stop and went to the Quick Trip, got me some breakfast, and then I got to my delivery about 9:30, and supposed to be there at 10, so I was like 30 minutes early. Sat there for over 4 hours to get unloaded, but at least I get detention after the first hour and a half, so I believe it was $20 an hour, automatic. That's one of the good things here at Millis Transfer. They don't really fight you about your detention pay and stuff, so that's really awesome that they do that, because I've been with a lot of companies that if you don't get the shipper or receiver to take and sign it with the in and out times and get the signature and write it on the bills, write it on a cover sheet before you scan it in, send in the macro, then call your dispatcher and let them know that you're not going to get it. And even half the time you do all that, you still don't get it. So it's a lot of work to not get paid anything. But here at Millis Transfer, they do pay it. So I really can't complain. So we did that. We went to my pickup, and then sat in a lot of traffic trying to get out of North Carolina today. I went about 30 miles down the road, picked up a load, and I got to deliver it at 6 o'clock in the morning. Had a hell of a time finding parking tonight, so it's going to be a little bit late, but I already let them know. They said it was fine. So they said it should be a drop and hook anyway, but the delivery time was just an estimate on when I would be there, so I shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But take a look at this potato. That's a nice little potato. I don't know if I want the chili and sandwich after we get done with this, but it's good. So this could be terrible. It could be a good video. I don't know. You're just going to see how it is. If it's terrible, y'all won't ever know about it. But if it's halfway reasonable, you know, y'all will know about it. I don't know why I don't eat more baked potatoes from Wendy's. It's cold and I just decided to get me a baked potato today. I got a refrigerator so I can put this other stuff up if I don't feel like eating it. I will probably end up eating the a little bit of the chili just because it's a little cold outside, so warm me up a little bit. My potatoes almost cold. I spent like an hour looking for parking. It's ridiculous. Now right here in Commerce there is a TA, there's a Love's. About 15 minutes down the road there is another Flying J and a Petro, but all of them are full. There's like no parking at all at any of these locations. It's crazy. So I did go to this little Citco, but you pull around to the back and it says it's 15 bucks to park, and I'm not paying for parking. I did shoot a message to dispatch and they said that they don't pay for parking, so I moved on. I'm not going to sit there and pay to park and them not reimburse me for it. So So what's your favorite traveling food? If you're a truck driver, tell me what you like to stop and get. How you like to do your nights. Like, do you stop at a truck stop and get your food and take it to a rest area? Or will you stop down the road and get the food you want to, then go stop at your truck stop down the road that's got parking? That was my idea for the night. I was going to stop and get me some Wendy's. Go 20, 30 miles down the road and park at a spot that had parking, because when I stopped and got food there was no parking there, so I went on down the road. But come to find out there's no parking where I wanted to. Trucker's Path said there was parking, but I got there, it's bumper to bumper packed. I even looked in the comments. The comments said that that the parking lot never fills up, but it was overflowing. I don't know. They just dropped the ball on that one, folks. But yeah. So I mentioned there's some changes coming to the channel. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing YouTube or not, but I hope to, because what it is I'm switching companies. It's not that I don't want to be here at Millis Transfer. This is the best company I have ever worked for in my life. Like, they respond to messages. I don't have to wait on freight. There's not a lot of complications throughout the day. It's just piece of cake. I wake up, I drive, I go to my delivery, I pick up, I deliver. I just haven't had any problem with anything. The only time I have ever had any problems, although I've only been here a month, but you know, usually you see a lot of warning signs in that first month. But the only equipment issue I've had so far is That tire I shared with y'all, that tire I had to take to the TA there in Atlanta, was Fairburn, Georgia. I'll try to put a link to it in here somewhere, probably in the description, or I'll just try to link it at the end of the video. I was hoping to try to do this without editing, but I'm smacking and coughing and whatnot, so I don't see that happening. This is a good potato though. Oh, I'm enjoying it. It's probably gonna be a long video too, but hopefully y'all will watch it. If you don't, you know, there's a thumbs down button and there's a subscribe button if you do like it over here. I think it's over there. It's reversed, but I did it yesterday and it was on the wrong side of the screen. I'm sure somebody will tell me about it. But I've got me another job lined up in Albany, Georgia, working for Laser Spot as a yard jockey, moving trailers. And the pay is pretty similar. It's about an hour. Not as much as I'm making here, but I'm home every day. And I don't know if the content I could produce about moving trailers is interesting enough, or even if I'll be able to take and record at the site that I'll be working for on Laser Spot. So I don't know. I don't know if it would be interesting to me talking about it after I get off of work or before I go into work. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll try it a little bit, and if I'm not getting any views on it, I'll probably just slowly taper off or change the channel altogether. But worst case scenario, my friend of mine has a YouTube channel. He's trying to get started himself. Let's see, what was the actual name of it? It was The Tech Man and Mailman on YouTube. I'll try to share it at the front of the video. So if you want to restart it and click on that link at the front, it'll take you right to them. And I've made some appearances on there, so I'm sure I'm going to keep doing that a little bit with him, at least. So, but my wife had surgery. I don't know, it's almost been 2 months, I think. They had to take out like her ovary and a ovarian cyst. It's like a 20-pound cyst the size of a basketball almost. And she had a big old wound vac on. She was cut from, I don't know, the top of her pelvis past her belly button. It was they said it was a 14 centimeter cut. And they had her on a wound vac. They had to do 2 different surgeries for it. And she fell last week, and not last week, 2 weeks ago, and somehow she opened it up again, and she had to get another wound vac, and it just limits your mobility, puts you in a lot more pain. And we got a small toddler, and it's kind of hard for her to get around. And I just my son has a hard time me leaving. So I just need to be back at the house. I was local for the last few years until I jumped on the previous job being a rental operator, and that didn't turn out that great. I busted my butt. I was running illegal. I was hoping to make a bunch of money. I know a few guys that are still there, and they're making good money. They're making $3 or $4 grand a week, every week, after all expenses, after gas, fuel, truck payment, and everything. They're running illegal too, but they're making some good money. I mean, you can make you some money. It's all on your dispatcher though. My dispatcher took and left me sitting. I requested a new dispatcher and they wanted to make me stay with them and argue with me a little bit about it, saying that the freight was just bad and wasn't paying, but everybody else is getting freight and it's paying good. So I mean, if I'm not going to make any money, I don't need to be working there trying to cut corners to make some extra money. So that would not work well. But with electronic logs, you really can't. The worst thing you can do is do personal conveyance and then ride for an extra 30 minutes. But yeah, I lost my butt doing that. I spent all my savings on trying to save money on fuel by paying cash instead of using a company card where it's taken out of your check. So I could get fuel like, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 cents cheaper by using my cash versus using their corporate card. And, you know, I'd be saving $300 or $400, $500 a week by buying my fuel at a cheaper price than using their card. And that's what I was trying to do. But about the time I started, she had to go into surgery, and it was just bad timing altogether. I don't think it's the company's fault. It was just bad timing on me trying to go and try something different, because the company I was working for in Albany took and decided to just let their account go. And they just let all of us know like 3 days in advance before they laid us all off. So that kind of sucked. I was working at the brewery for a trucking company, unloading the cans and putting trailers in the door. Making pretty good money. It was $18 an hour, about 50, 60 hours a week, depending on the week. Overtime added up. It was pretty nice. I couldn't complain. Work wasn't too hard. It just kind of hot in the summertime, but really can't complain. But it is what it is. I'm out here now making some money. I like this job. I enjoy driving. I actually wouldn't mind doing OTR, because if they're like this with Southeast Regional, I mean, I could make some bank, get out of some debt, make some money. But this regional stuff, it pays decent for what it is. It's not hard, it's not complicated. I don't have a bunch of problems with it, so if you're thinking about it, jump on it. I know the owners of Millis Transfer, well, the previous owners of Millis Transfer, the Millis brothers, still have control over the company for the next 2 years, even though they sold out to Heartland Express. So I don't see any drastic changes for at least a year and a half. The only thing that's changing so far is we can use each other's yards for dropping and taking breaks and maintenance and stuff like that. So if y'all are thinking about coming to Millis Transfer, y'all come on over. And it's really a good company to work for. I have no complaints. And all the problems I'm having at home, like having to stay home for a week and take care of my wife and spend extra time with my son and everything, they've been more than accommodating. They didn't harass me while I was at home. I think I got one call. Now it was from the billing department looking for some bills, and I told them I was at home with my wife because she was in the hospital, and it's just like, say no more. Sorry for interrupting you. Give us a call when you get back in the truck. We're looking for some bills, but don't worry about it till you get your wife safe and happy back at the house. good luck to both of you. Thank you for working with Millis. This is just about what they said, so I mean, you really can't complain. They're a really company that's family oriented and cares about the drivers, from what I can tell. They might be a little short on the phone, but they're working. You know, they got 1,000 drivers. I don't know if they got 1,000 drivers, but they got a lot of drivers they got to take care of. So they're very professional, short, sweet, simple, gets right to the point. Here's your load. If you have a problem, call us. Send us a message. But yeah, I don't get any money from them aside from I drive for them. I'm not making any money off of YouTube. I got to be a lot larger YouTube to make any money off of this. So that's about it. I'm about out of recording time and about out of potato too. So y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for watching. Trucker AJ out.